We're back for another update. Let's take a look at PulseX over here. And as you guys can see on this chart, every single wave here is mapped out since the beginning of time for PulseX, going all the way back here to May 2023. We have a 5-wave move down within your A wave. Okay, you have a 3-wave move up within your B, and then another 5 down for your C. Okay, now this over here would create your macro A wave to the downside. Okay. And then we're going to have another 3-wave move up. So within that 3-wave move, we have a 5-wave move up in your A, right over here. You then have a 3-wave move down in your B, and then another 5 up within your C with an ending diagonal within the 5th wave. Notice how the waves are overlapping here. This ending diagonal over here was marking the end of your trend, and usually this occurs within 5th waves, or just before the trend is about to turn. And with the 5th wave, you likely get an overthrow of the pattern for your wave of excitement before you turn down in the opposing direction. Okay, so what do we have here? We have what's called a 3-3-5 running flat pattern in the Elliott wave theory. Okay, there's many types of flats. These are the 3 different types of flat patterns we have over here. Okay, and this you'll usually see this type of pattern with cycle 1 coins, or coins that are new that haven't really seen a bull market yet. So as you can see, we haven't really had any impulsive moves to the upside yet for PulseX and the PulseChain ecosystem. It's just been a huge corrective move. Okay, so we have a 3 down in your A, right? A 3 up in your B, and then a 5-wave move to the downside for your C wave. Because remember, when we take a look here, within this C wave, I'll show you guys here, within this C wave, you see how you have 5 waves? And all the other, and the A and the B wave have a 3-wave move. Okay, so when we take a look here at PulseX, a lot of people are worried because, they think it's going to keep on crashing down. But when you analyze the chart, you must take a look at the price action that occurs before it. I think it's very crucial to see where the price is coming from rather than just taking a look at just this downtrend over here, because it can be very scary to the untrained eye. In fact, even the best analysts or very skilled analysts, you'll often see a lot of confusion among them when you have a flat pattern, right? A lot of analysts don't know what a flat pattern is, and this is exactly what it looks like. 3 down, 3 up, and then a 5 down in your C. Okay, so this is PulseX over here. This is the daily time frame. Okay, right? And we're nearing the 78.6% fib. And all I did to find these targets over here, the 786 and the 886, all I did is take a fib from this low here in September 2023 up to this high in March 2024. And we're very close to this 78.6% fib. So we'll definitely see how the price reacts there. And in the meantime, we'll also take a look at Bitcoin. Okay, so this is Bitcoin over here, printing a leading diagonal within the first wave. Okay, so we'll definitely see how we react here. You guys can see this is Bitcoin over here. So we'll see how we react to this little range over here. We may have a little bit more downside, and that would translate to PulseX coming down a little bit towards the 1506 region. And we'll see how the price reacts there. So we analyzed the A and the B wave, right? 3 down in your A, 3 up in your B. But let's take a look at the C wave. So let's zoom in here on the 2-hour time frame, going all the way back up to March. Just loading over here. So you have your wave 1, right? You have your wave 1, your wave 2, and then for your wave 3, we have another 5 down, right? Wave 1, 2, 3, or sorry, this would be 1, 2, 3, 4. And then for your fifth wave of your third wave, you have what's called an ending diagonal. So a 3-wave move within each of the waves, right? And then we rallied by over 70% for your wave 4, but then it just ended up getting sold off for a wave 5 to the downside. Okay, now we can zoom in here on this wave 5 on the hourly time frame so you guys can see every single wave. And it's kind of printing a bullish descending broadening wedge pattern. So this over here, within this fifth wave, we have our wave 1, our wave 2, and then for your third wave to the downside, we have a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and then another ending diagonal within the fifth wave. Nice falling wedge pattern over here. And then we have another breakout for a wave 4. Notice how PulseX likes to do these wave 4 fakeouts. For example, we had an ending diagonal within the fifth wave of our third wave over here, rallied by over 70%, and then we just got sold off for the fifth wave down. Okay, so we see the same thing over here, but on the very small time frame, right? Wave 1, 2, 3, wave 4 fake out, and now we're coming down for our fifth and final wave. This would be our wave 1, wave 2. This is your third, fourth, and it looks like we're finishing up this fifth wave. We'll see how the price reacts to 4 zeros 1506. If we end up losing this level here at 1506, then it's likely going to come down towards the 88.6% fib at 4 zeros 1177. And then we would see a nice pop up from there. Either way, the whole pulse chain ecosystem does look very oversold. And we see that the price oscillator, like I showed you in my last video, the price oscillator has called every single top and bottom. Okay, if we go here on the 12-hour time frame and we take a look at this, we can see here that these divergences marked every single bottom and top. So going here, you have a equal high on the price, higher high on the oscillator, and then we dump, right? A higher low on the oscillator, lower low on the price, and then we pump, and then higher high on the price, lower high on the oscillator, and then we dump, right? Equal low on the oscillator, higher low. It would be from here to here. So lower low on the price, equal low on the oscillator, and then we pump, and then a lower high, higher high, and then we had our March top, and you see how much we've dumped over here. And as the price is rounding off here, we're slowly formulating higher lows. So this is a large divergence, okay? Meaning that the divergence takes a long time to play out. Well, these are all the small divergences. So if all the small divergences led to a pump and a dump or a market reversal, then why wouldn't the large divergence do so as well? Okay, so we're very close to the 78.6% fib, and we'll definitely see how the price reacts to that level at 1506. Okay, so going back here, we see that we're very close to this level over here. So we'll definitely monitor how the price reacts here. If we lose 1506, then we'll likely come down to the 886. Okay, so this is PulseX, very bullish structure. We're just printing a 335 Elliott wave flat pattern. These are the different types of flat patterns that can be seen in the markets. Okay, and we can even see that PulseChain is doing the same thing, right? We see that PulseChain is doing a expanded flat where the C wave comes down below the A wave. This is a regular flat, my apologies. The B wave slightly terminates below the bottom of your below the high of your A wave, and then your C wave terminates below the bottom of your A wave. Okay, so this is PulseChain right here. Okay, this is your 3 down, your 3 up, and then you have your 5 wave move to the downside. Right now, within this C wave, we have a bullish descending broadening wedge. You guys see that? Okay, so this over here would be your 3 down. This is your 3 down right over here. This is your 3 up. Boom. And then we have a 5 down. Okay, wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have an ending diagonal within the 5th wave. Or in other words, a bullish descending broadening wedge in which the waves overlap each other and respect the upper and lower boundary of these trend lines, or of this pattern. Okay, so within this 5th wave of our C wave, we have a wave 1, wave 2, a 3, a 4, and now we're working on our 5th wave. Okay, so it looks like the ecosystem is about to bottom over here, while the sentiment is down in the dirt. And usually that's when bottoms come into play, right? When the sentiment is really bad, right? Remember the sentiment over here? The sentiment over here was that Richard Hart is a king, PulseChain ecosystem is going to go to the moon, but then as the price does this and formulates the C wave, the sentiment changes, right? This is just the way human psychology works, even over here, right? The sentiment was so bad, and then once we saw this pump, the sentiment changed on a dime. This is just the way the market works along with human psychology. Okay, so this is PulseChain, right? Looks like we're almost done over here. This is PulseX, very close to being bottomed out, in my opinion. And then we'll also take a look here at Hex, or Hex on PulseChain, and we have the exact same thing, right? 3 down in your A, 3 up in your B, and then a 5 down within your C wave. And it's also printing a bullish descending broadening wedge. You guys see this right over here? You can even consider this like a falling wedge depending on how you place it, but either way it is still oscillating back and forth, respecting these trend lines. So wave 1, wave 2, 3rd, 4th, and now we're about to put in our 5th wave here. Okay, so as we approach the all-time low, right? As we approach this area, this over here would be considered your deep value area, right? And then this over here, it would actually be considered Wyckoff accumulation. And you tend to see Wyckoff accumulation in 335 flat patterns a lot, right? It should be over here, the bottom of the range, right here, like that. And then any price action below the range would be considered your manipulation. So this over here would be considered a great time to DCA, not financial advice. Okay, so this is Hex on PulseChain, bullish, or it's very oversold, I should say. This is wrapped pulse, or sorry, PLS, and it's printing a bullish descending broadening wedge. This is PulseX. Every single wave has been mapped out all the way down to the 2 hour time frame, and we're just doing this pattern, right? The sentiment is going to be bad in the C wave. There's no doubt about it. Being able to gauge the sentiment while doing Elliott wave is a very important thing, right? Okay, so just a 335. And then we can also take a look at Hex. Okay, so this is eHEX. Now, for eHEX, you have to be a little bit more careful, right? There's no guarantee that eHEX makes a new all-time high. Okay, it may just come up to the retracements. As you can see, we're printing an ending diagonal. Now, an ending diagonal is when the waves overlap each other, which marks the end of a trend, right? So if you want to DCA into Hex or eHEX, then don't go all in on one shot, because you mustn't forget that we're still within an ending diagonal and that any positions may suffer from chop. Okay, chop and grind. So DCAing would be more ideal, right? Now, when we take a look here at HEX on the monthly time frame, we do see, number one, that we do have a monthly MACD cross. Okay, very bullish. Monthly MACD is crossed upwards, histogram turning up towards the zero line. Not only that, but we're also within the 70.2 to 78.6% fib region. Within this region, you'll usually see hard market reversals. This is just where the algo likes to take crypto before it tends to see that reversal. In Forex, in the stock market, it's usually the 786, 886. In crypto, it's usually the 702, 786. Okay, now we do have the 30-month moving average right over here at around the 50% fib. So if we take a fib from this all-time high down to, let's just say it comes down to the 786 here, we would want to take a look at the 50%, 61.8, 702, and the 786. Okay, worst case scenario, we have a dead cat bounce towards the 50% and then turn down from there. Okay, best case scenario would be we have a push towards the 61.8 to 78.6% fib and then turn down. Okay, the ultra bullish scenario on HEX would be that this is just a bullish descending broadening wedge, and we're going to see continuation above this high, and this over here would be a 3 up in your A, 3 down in your B, and then you have a 5 up in your C, slightly taking out this high or terminating just below it. Okay, that would be the best case scenario. But going forward, we do see that the whole ecosystem does look like it's about to put in a bottom here, while the sentiment is at the lows. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you want to stay updated with the PulseChain ecosystem, then definitely click the link in the description below. Before I end this video, let's take a look at incentive token. I know I didn't take a look at that yet. So this is incentive token. As you can see, bullish descending broadening wedge here. 5 up in your 1 or A, and then you have another 5 down within your, another 3 down within your 2 or B. Okay, also printing a bullish descending broadening wedge. And when we take a look at the RSI, we have a equal low over here. Okay, we'll take a look at it on the daily here. Okay, not getting the cleanest read on the RSI, but it is still printing a bullish descending broadening wedge nonetheless. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to let me know. Peace out and take it easy. See you in the next one.